Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be shedding light on why intellectual properties can be deemed the utmost best type of assets. So why are intellectual properties the quintessential type of assets? Without further ado, without further delay, allow me to demystify that answer to that inquiry right here, right now. First and foremost, in stark contrast to other types of assets, intellectual properties can be brought to fruition for free. They can manifest themselves in a multitude of disparate forms. Intellectual properties that you could bring to fruition without expending a penny, for instance, encompass videos, archived live stream broadcasts, songs, podcast episodes, audiobooks, ebooks, custom-made print-on-demand merchandise, online courses, software applications, mobile games, customizable templates, and of course, photos. Intellectual properties have the latent potential to generate revenue 24/7 post being monetized. They could provide you with revenue in perpetuity. Even if you fail to meet your revenue forecasts, there's still a chance that your intellectual properties can become viral intellectual properties sometime in the pending future. The future is enigmatic and obscured beyond the veil of time. If you produce engagement-worthy, buyer-worthy, share-worthy, like-worthy, algorithm recommendation-worthy content that is apt to yield high engagement rates, high watch times, high audience retention rates, and high viewership rates, then it is, although more apt to build traction and even possibly become viral over time. You also want to utilize the utmost efficacious, utmost potent search engine optimization practices for your content and for your products to render them all the more discoverable. The greater discoverability your content has and your products have, the more apt it is to populate on the front pages of the search engines, and the less apt it is to be relegated to the bowels of the search engines. If people are unable to discover your content and products, and it does not have a modicum of a chance of going viral. So, do not just utilize germane keywords for the metadata, but ascertain which germane keywords are the utmost search keywords that are applicable to your intellectual properties. Intellectual properties have been able to generate extreme wealth for a copious amount of people. Intellectual properties can transcend into becoming multi-billion-dollar intellectual properties. How is this possible, you may ask? Well, there are a multitude of multi-billion-dollar media franchises, such as the Pokemon franchise, the Dragon Ball franchise, the Star Wars franchise, the Harry Potter franchise, the Lord of the Rings franchise, the Wizard of Oz franchise, and of course, the Winnie the Pooh franchise. You should also bear in mind and allow this to marinate into the chasms of your mind that due to the global digital distribution power of social media platforms and the internet, at any given moment your content can be consumed by billions of people from around the world. They can simultaneously consume your content if they so choose to. Furthermore, they could simultaneously purchase your digital products at any given moment if they so choose to. So, in spite of where they're domiciled, as long as they have access to a smartphone, they can access your content, or they can even procure your products. You want to be able to grow behemoth brands across a multitude of social media platforms. That way you could vector your target market to your product pages where they can procure your product offerings from. Imagine being able to license out your intellectual properties. Imagine if you owned the master license to a multi-billion-dollar media franchise. Imagine how lucrative that can be. Other companies would be inclined to produce video games, movies, and merchandise based on your multi-billion-dollar media franchise. Intellectual properties have been able to elicit an exorbitant amount of multi-billion-dollar media franchises, and these multi-billion-dollar media franchises continue to become all the more lucrative over time. People love buying merchandise based on their favorite intellectual properties. So, take heed of building a lucrative investment portfolio by creating buyer-worthy content and buyer-worthy products. Intellectual properties are unequivocally the quintessential assets, since you do not have to lay out a single penny to create them. You can produce them for free, and they've unlimited earnings potential. They can be monetized in a multitude of disparate ways. You're not limited to solely earning advertiser revenue post creating intellectual properties. People have been able to earn sponsorship revenue, product placement revenue, affiliate marketing revenue, subscription revenue, donations, and of course sales revenue. Some people have all their videos locked behind a paywall. Some people have their archived live stream broadcasts locked behind a paywall, and their target market is inclined to subscribe to their channels if they deem their videos and archived live stream broadcasts to be worthy of consuming. People are also inclined to donate to their favorite content creators if they want to support their content via Patreon. If you have over 100 million followers that are also a part of another company's target market, they may even pay you possibly over $1 million to buy a product placement from you. They pay Kylie Jenner $1 million to have a product placement featured on her Instagram account. It's almost unfathomable, but when you have enormous followings, you're able to attain extreme fame, leverage, and subsequently attain extreme wealth, because you essentially become the media. And if a company were to buy product placement from you, they know that your reach is so extensive that you could easily reach out to over 100 million of your followers if you have an enormous following that is subsumed under the company's target market. So it can be beneficent to have behemoth brands on social media platforms. Hopefully you are so successful to the extent to which you can command $1 million per product placement just to feature a product placement in a video or in an Instagram photo. But to gain that extreme wealth, you first need to have extreme fame, leverage. And a precursor to that is having an enormous following, in which your following is also subsumed under the company's target market. Marketers want to be able to prudently, shrewdly strategically earmark their marketing dollars into marketing activities that will elicit a positive return on investment. And by buying product placements from influencers, they know that their product placements can be perennial and never perish and never expire. And they also know that they can significantly amplify their sales volume, sales revenue, and profits if their products resonate with their target market, and if that increased awareness of their product offerings culminates in them earning substantially more sales as a result of buying that product placement from a world-renowned influencer. So, intellectual properties can be lucrative assets, especially since there are so many disparate ways in which they can be monetized, and you also have the autonomy to sell the copyrights to your intellectual properties in the pending future if you so choose to do so. If you're able to create a multi-billion-dollar media franchise, you can sell that at any given moment if you so choose to. Few people have done it, but it is viably possible. Give the master license to a multi-billion-dollar media franchise that could unequivocally be life-altering for you. People love meritorious, worthwhile, captivating, multi-billion-dollar media franchises, which are people's favorite intellectual properties. Will you license out your intellectual properties? Will you monetize them in a multitude of disparate ways? That is up to you. So, once again, to recapitulate, since no money has to be parted with to create intellectual properties, since the cost of creating intellectual properties is just your time, and because they've unlimited earnings potential, and because they can be monetized in a multitude of disparate ways, and because they can potentially allow you to generate revenue in perpetuity post being monetized, it stands to profoundly reason that they are the best type of assets, especially if you do not have any money to invest into buying assets. You can create your own intellectual properties, manifest them into fruition, and offer something truly novel, truly unique to your target market. You need to remain steadfast on assuaging the unmet needs of your target market, create viral-worthy content and viral-worthy products, and efficaciously market them, utilize indirect and direct marketing tactics to be able to drive traffic to your product pages and generate product awareness so that you're more apt to earn product sales, and utilize your content not only to generate revenue but as a marketing vehicle to entice your target market to procure your products. Content marketing can be an efficacious marketing activity for marketing your products organically. Take heed of leveraging organic marketing activities to build behemoth brands and become highly successful as an entrepreneur. Compete in niche user-generated content markets and in niche product markets. Utilize the utmost efficacious search engine optimization practices, and be willing to strategically work hard for at least 14 to 18 hours per day to bring your dreams to fruition if you want to become successful as an entrepreneur. Thanks for watching.